your sorry ass out on the street. Say what you got. You used to think you owned the street. Well, pack your bags and your ass is dead meat.
How's it going, guys, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel, No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, and right here on the Lowdown Show, week number 25. We are No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, your WWE Canadian WWE podcast that talks about the WWE and No Holds Barred on anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP. You can also follow myself at Real Kyle Masters. You can also follow my co-host, who is not here today, and he is Corporate Cappy. You can follow him at Corporate Cappy as well on Twitter. If you'd like to follow the podcast on Instagram, if you're into that sort of Insta thing, go ahead and follow us, No Holds Barred at WP, all one word. And then if you want to listen to us on the go like this, Spreaker, iTunes, and Stitcher is available to you guys. Search up No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast and make sure you give us that 5-star rating. If you want to watch the podcast and see my beautiful face right here on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR is where you find that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon for all upload updates. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I am not joined by my co-host this evening, and he is the blissful boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy. Unfortunately, he just got a new corporate job, so a new corporate job for the corporate co-host. Who would have thought? And he unfortunately had to work tonight, so best to Corporate Cappy, and good luck in his new job. And he sends his wishes that he wish he was on the show and give his thoughts on Raw and Smackdown this week. But it's okay. I'm going to do a solo. I've done a couple of these before. It's tough. It's really, really tough to do a solo. I mean, I think I find myself that I talk a lot more like when I'm doing it solo. Like I just ramble on. I don't like give myself a breather. So I'm going to try my best today just to give myself a breather in between things and kind of slow it down for you guys, because I've re-listened to some stuff that I've done by myself, and God, man, I just talk at like one pace, and then that's it. Like, I don't take a break, and no wonder I'm out of breath by the time I'm done the podcast. We got little Miss Tricks, Cupid Girl in the chat, ticked off from last night's SmackDown. Yes, we'll get into that when we get to on the SmackDown review. We'll always start off with Raw, and then we got into some tweets. We got a couple this week, and it's from one Cupid Girl herself and Michael Chow, our 2016 Fan of the Year. Let me just take a sip of water here. I gotta love that water. All right, I'm gonna need lots of it today too, because I'm doing this solo. So, guys, it's a couple updates on the channel. I got an unboxing video coming to you guys tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. It's another unboxing video on the one that we just released. I forgot to put it on Twitter and update you guys, but there is a unboxing video on the channel right now on youtube.com/NHBWR. It is a unboxing wars. We started this segment a couple months ago, and we brought back episode 2. Myself and Corporate Cappy unbox a couple of wrestling WWE top cards on camera, and we basically opened 2 boxes together. You guys judge out there who got the better pull, and we got some amazing pulls on this video this week, so go check that out. A really, really rare card that is rare to pull out of those WWE top cards, and one that I pulled, and I'm really happy with, and it'll go into my collection. So go check that out. It is on YouTube right now. We got another one, a solo one by Corporate Cappy, getting released tomorrow, and then on Friday we have the second trailer for the Main Event Classic. And that is the WWE 2K18 series. I will be starting. My Corporate Cappy will be commentating with me. It is basically just like the Cruiserweight Classic and the Mae Young Classic, but we picked all main event competitors, and we picked 32 of them that are going to be in the game for 2K18. Unfortunately, I wanted to pick some creative guys, but I don't know if they're going to be out in time, so I'm just going to pick whoever is in the game, and we picked 32 of them. We went over this. We went over a couple hours, myself and Corporate Cappy, and we drew up the brackets. I want to do a live video as well of the bracketology. WWE did it with the Mae Young Classic, just to show you guys what the brackets are going to be like, and I'm going to try to get that out to you before 2K18 gets released, probably like the week before, something like that, just to get you hyped for the game. So the second trailer, again, this Friday on YouTube. Make sure you check that out, and more unboxing videos on the way, guys. So stay tuned. Lots of content coming to No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. And we got Michael Chow. There he is, the other guy, the other tweeter that tweeted this week, Michael Chow TV in the chat. And guys, he has his own wrestling podcast. Make sure you go follow it. Michael Chow TV, and the show is called WWMC TV. He's got his own wrestling podcast. And if you like us, you will like Michael Chow. The guy is awesome and great at what he does. Very knowledgeable in the wrestling industry and wrestling-based stuff. So he has got a great podcast. Make sure you go check him out and follow him on Spreaker. He's available on Spreaker just like us. And if you want an easier way to get to him, just go to our followers and click him and then subscribe to him. And give him a listen, guys, and give him a follow also on Twitter at Michael Chow TV. So go check him out, guys. Yes, Peyton and Billy look awesome in the game. There's a lot of people that look awesome in the game. They did a really good job, 2K18, with the graphics and the visuals and all that stuff. I'm really, really excited for the game. I'm really hoping the gameplay is awesome because they've done so much improvement around the game. But again, I've seen some gameplay footage, but not. I need to grasp it, you know what I mean? Like I have to play it in order to get the feel for it. So I really hope it's better than 2K17 because I played a 2K17 a hell of a whole lot. So I know I'm gonna notice a difference right away. So unfortunately, I didn't get the deluxe edition. Up here in Canada, it's freaking expensive as hell. It's like $120 for the deluxe edition. So there's no way I'm gonna do that and play 4 days early. I'm just gonna wait and buy the regular version and get it on the day of. So that's what I'm gonna do, and that's we're gonna hopefully get some main event classic recorded the first day, and hopefully episode 1 for a couple matches to you up the next day or 2 days after. I want to get as much main event classic footage to you guys as well. Me and Cobra Cabby have lots of stuff planned for that, and some awesome commentary coming for that. So stay tuned for that, guys. And if you're new to this and you're listening to the first time, guys, this is the Lowdown Show. Myself and usually my co-host, we would react and discuss Monday Night Raw and Smackdown from this week. And at the end of that, we have a list of 10 segment, which I'm still going to do because I have a couple of things for that. Basically, our list of 10 segment is we pick a superstar that either makes the list, and we pick a superstar that is a perfect 10 for the week. And that's what we got at that segment. We got some cool music for that and some sound effects. And then at the end of the show is where we read our tweets. And if you want to tweet into the show and you're new to listening right now, tweet us at No Holds Barred WP. I usually put the link up on Tuesday night or Wednesday, and you're able to tweet in your thoughts, your questions, and I'll read them right here on the air and answer the questions to the best of my ability, and when my co-host is here, his ability as well. And that's going to wrap up the show. And any news I got like that, I'll mention the beginning or the end just like this. So look, we're 7 minutes in, and I've rambled on that a long time and not mentioned anything about Raw or SmackDown, which I will get into. And we got in the chat here, we got Michael Chow saying Roman Reigns is the highest superstar in the game at 95, while Braun is at 88. Yeah, I'll be changing a lot of that. I know there's a thing you can buy that changes the overalls. I'm pretty sure they're including it in 2K18 again. I'll be changing some overalls a lot. I might even do a video on do like a poll on what you guys would think out there what the overall should be. So maybe I'll do that for a universe mode or something like that. Cuba Girl says, dang, 120, you guys can't catch a break up there. No, we can't. We pay a lot for WWE crap up here, especially for the network and especially merch too. So, yeah, it is what it is. Our dollar sucks. So, in saying that, let's get right into the review. And I had my notes up, and for some reason they're not up. Let me just open it really quickly here. We'll start off with Monday Night Raw, and God, I don't know if WWE is doing this on purpose or not. I think they know about Monday Night Football. It's bluntly obvious now that WWE is trying so hard to compete with Monday Night Football, and there's no reason they should, to be honest. There's no reason that they should be sitting here and going, shit, okay, what are we going to need to do to compete with Monday Night Football? Your product should be good enough to have to be like, you know what? We don't need to worry about Monday Night Football. We need to just focus on what is right for the company and for the booking, and then everything will come after that. You don't need to put the cruiserweights in the end of the show because by then you know the people are gone to watch the end of the football game. It's becoming so bluntly obvious that it is really sad. My notes are not opening here. Come on. There we go. There we go. And we'll start off with, we opened Raw with Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman. And I was really interested to see what's going on with this match. And Michael Chow skipped Raw this week. This will be new information to me. All right, so it's good for Michael Chow to listen to this. So we opened Raw with Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. And me going into this match, I'm like, it can only go one of two ways. Like, I sat there and I'm like, hey, I can't have Braun losing this match because of the momentum will just be, completely shot with Braun Strowman, as much as it already is from the pay-per-view up until now. And if Rollins loses, I'm like, how is this going to gain any momentum going into his Shield reunion? I mean, you could do something like that where Braun just, attacks him after the bell. That's what I initially thought was going to happen. And then the Shield comes out, and then yada, yada, yada. It was a semi-decent match. I mean, I'm not giving it too much praise. It was good for the beginning of the match, or for the first contest. I mean, we don't usually open Monday Night Raw with a lot of matches, but I thought it was decent. And Braun Strowman ends up winning. He beats Seth Rollins, and he kind of turns around and goes back at Seth Rollins and attacks him. And then Dean Ambrose comes out for the save, so we got more of this kind of Shield tease, and then everyone's waiting for Roman to come out, and we don't get a Roman to come out. Braun Strowman just absolutely kills both of them, and then all of a sudden Cesaro and Sheamus come out. And I'm going, wait a minute. So the Miz Taraj are not doing anything with Ambrose and Rollins anymore. So it's Cesaro and Sheamus, which, I mean, I'm better with that. You know, if you're going to redo the Shield and you're going to do a Shield reunion, you do it better. You do it with a better tag team is what I'm trying to get at. You don't do it with the Miz Taraj. No one wants to fucking see that. No one wants to go to watch the pay-per-view and see Miz Taraj get absolutely handled by the Shield, and that's your Shield reunion, and that's it. And Roman kind of goes off into the distance, wins the IC title, yada, yada, yada. You don't want to see that. Cesaro and Sheamus is more credible than the Miz Taraj, 100%. And they came out and started attacking Dean and Seth, and no Roman. Everyone thought Roman at this point was going to come out, and it seemed like the perfect time for him to come out. And then I'm going, what the fuck's going on here? Like, is there even a Shield reunion going to even happen? And back in my head after this, I'm going, so Braun Strowman with Cesaro and Sheamus is actually more legit than the Miz Taraj. So I was all for it. I'm like, okay, I'd rather see that way more than Miz Taraj. Miz Taraj can fuck off for this pay-per-view, and I actually would have rather seen Miz defend the IC title, but I guess we're not going to get that once again. But Braun's a beast. Braun, yeah, is right what they're saying in the chat. Braun is a straight-up beast. Oh, my God, this guy is like, I tweeted about it. He's a tank, man. The guy is just, he's growing on me every day. The guy is so impressive, and I hope there's a big future for him in the WWE, and it looks like there is going that way. We had Titus O'Neil face Elias Sampson for whatever fucking reason. Yes, I'm saying Elias Sampson. I'm not just saying Elias. I feel weird just saying Elias. It's like I should be saying his last name. It's one of those things where, you know, when you're in public or something and you're friends and someone says someone's full name and you're like, why the hell did you say their full name? I feel like Elias Sampson, you need to say his full name, because if you just say Elias, it's like, what? Why aren't you saying Sampson? It just feels weird. I don't know. To me, I feel like I need to say the full name. But anyways, he faced Titus O'Neil. Who gives a shit? He ends up beating Titus O'Neil. I actually thought Titus was actually going to pull this off. But Elias Sampson wins and is continuing his momentum, which is great. I don't know if they did tease something with Apollo Crews getting in the ring after. I don't know if Elias is going to face Apollo Crews at not Hell in the Cell, at TLC. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I don't know what's going on with Elias going forward here. I wish this guy actually gets a better push. I would love to see a Miz Elias Intercontinental Championship match. That would be great, and you'd actually have the IC title defended at TLC, but I don't know what the fuck's going on with that, and I don't know what the hell's going on with Elias Sampson. This was basically just a pointless match, and I really don't give a crap about it, and we can move on from that. Michael Chow TV in the chat says Cesaro and Sheamus has been in a tag team title match every pay-per-view since WrestleMania. 7 months. Enough is enough. Worst the Forever series. Trying to promote Titus Catering after what Carly was. Oh my God, what Charlie Caruso was wearing this week. She looked like she was a waiter in a 3-piece suit, ready to serve drinks. Man, like I thought Charlie Caruso was ready to sit behind a bar and, you know, Ambrose, what do you have to drink? Jack Daniels? Sure, here you go. Just like, I don't know what the hell she's wearing, but maybe she was serving at Titus Catering. Anyways, Mickey James faced Nia Jax after Mickey going around the entire locker room looking for Alexa Bliss, and we had this moment where Emma and Alicia Fox were outside the dressing room, and they had gifts for Mickey James. They go in, they had like the Depends old people underwear and a walker and old people stuff. I don't know if it was from them or it was from Alexa Bliss. I couldn't really tell. They really make mention of it. I'm pretty sure it was probably from Alexa Bliss. And then she goes out and she kind of has a stare down with Emma and Alicia Fox, and she's going around looking for Alexa Bliss. And she ends up at her locker room. And I found funny here is, it's funny, like every backstage segment you go, the main focus of the people have their own locker rooms. It's like everyone else has to fucking share it, and then only the certain people get their own locker room. It's like you got to be over to get your own locker room, or people only have their own locker room for certain segments. I don't know. I find it extremely weird. I think I look just too in depth into stuff, and I probably shouldn't. But anyways, yeah, Charlie Caruso looks like the actress in the KFC commercial that will never air. That's great. But yeah, she's going to look for Alexa Bliss. She ends up getting to the dressing room, knocks on the door, and telling Alexa to get out, and opens the door. And then what do we get? Fucking Nia Jax. What? Nia fucking Jax Oh, so what? She just forgot about everything that happened with Alexa Bliss? Like everything, put everything in the past. Fuck it, it's in the past. I'm now your best friend again. Give me a fuck. I hate when WWE does this, and they think we're idiots and think we're meant to forget shit like that when it just happened weeks ago. Not even weeks ago. Almost like, what was it, last week? What the fuck? How are they all of a sudden back to being best friends? I don't understand that. Nia made a big deal about being friends with Alexa Bliss and then turning on her, and then all of a sudden they're fucking friends again? What the fuck is this, man? I was so mad when I seen that. I'm like, come on, give me a break. And which led to Mickie James facing Nia Jax on Raw. Cooper Girl, I love this new feud with Alexa, but did Nia Jax forget she dropped Alexa a few weeks back? Yeah, exactly. She must have amnesia, yeah. I think I tweeted something about that, like Nia Jax must have short-term memory loss for forgetting all that crap. Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax are BFFs again. No explanation, no logic. Kurt Angle has no fucking son. Screw this. Yeah, Michael Chow, I 100% agree with you there, man. It's just they don't even explain how they're best friends again. Like they said sorry, or we got like a WWE.com exclusive that they made up. We had nothing of that nature. It just all of a sudden like that, they're best friends again. That makes fucking sense. There's WWE logic once again at its best. Anyways, it led to Mickie James facing Nia Jax. It was a decent match. You know what? I'll give it to them. They did all right. Mickie James looks incredible. Holy moly, does she ever look good for her age, man. And there was actually almost a near fall where she did like a tornado DDT off the turnbuckle, but Alexa Bliss just freaking runs in and causes the disqualification and like freaking throws Mickie James out of the ring. And then Alexa Bliss just checking on her friend Nia Jax. And Alexa Bliss ends up going out of the ring and trying to pick up Mickie James. But Mickie James wakes up, starts kicking the shit out of Alexa Bliss and kicking her and just leaving Alexa Bliss just lifeless. Alexa Bliss is awesome at selling the lifeless, after she gets kicked or like a big incident. And Nia Jax is just in the ring, standing up, just shaking her head while Mickie James goes, "Oh, that's your friend." Oh, that was hilarious, man. That was a good segment. We had a decent match, but Mickie James, man, 34 years old, my Cuba girl says, and has not lost a step. I applaud Mickie James for her being that good at, okay, what I'm trying to get, that good at that age, you know what I mean? Like, it's impressive, and I give props to Mickie James 150%, so I'm glad they're actually using her, and then this has actually been a really, really good feud to get into, and I hope we actually continue to get more intensity, because that promo they cut last week between Mickie James and Alexa, that was awesome. I really hope we get more of that. So, anyways, let me just get a sip of water here. I love that H2O. All right, I just scrolled up in my notes here. Here we go. We had the Susan G. Coleman thing, which is awesome. It was actually merged with the Ultimate Warrior thing. They gave 3 breast cancer survivors the pink WWE belts, which is pretty cool. I thought they looked pretty neat. And then one thing I laughed at, I'm sorry, I had to laugh, is when they did the Ultimate Warrior thing in the ropes. I don't know why, I just like that was a little corny and cheesy. They probably didn't need to do it, but hey, it was Dana Warrior. It is what it is. Mickie James actually had a backstage segment with Kurt Angle, and then Kurt Angle actually awarded Mickie James a title shot at TLC, so we're getting something different. We had this match back in Smackdown, and they actually had a pretty good match and a decent feud, so I'm glad they're kind of continuing on Raw. I think a lot of us have been wondering and wanting this to continue, and why they didn't continue it on Raw, so I'm glad we're getting another title match out of it, and good for Mickie James, man. She's here, and she's here to put people over, and she's here to put Alexa Bliss even more over and look more like a dominant champion, so I'm glad they're going in that route, and I can't wait to see that match at TLC. I'm just checking the chat here. Yeah, Mickie James needs one more run as champion. I don't know if she'll ever win the title. To be honest, I'd love to see her with the championship again, but to me, if she does win the title, it's going to be very, very short. Like, I'm talking like Sasha Banks, short title run. Sorry, Corporate Cabby, but it's going to be somewhere around those lines. So we'll see what happens with that. Next, we had Jason Jordan and Matt Hardy versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. So with the club getting a match finally on Raw. And Matt Hardy, the whole big thing around this was the last 2 days leading up to Monday Night Raw. And that was the thing with Matt Hardy cutting his hair and dyeing his hair more white. Basically back to where when he first started the Broken Universe in TNA, this was the same haircut he had. And then we got more antics about it. Again, we're not getting any more than we actually are getting on live TV from Matt Hardy. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the thing is. You see Matt Hardy on Twitter. If you don't follow him on Twitter, he is just crazy broken over Twitter. like broken tweets here and there, videos here and there of him being like, oh, like awoken or get woke, all that crap. I just don't know why they're doing all that stuff on social media. It's like there's this barrier between social media and live TV that there to be kind of like filters into the live TV kind of thing. And I'm wondering why they haven't fully done it yet. And they need to. They can't continue Matt Hardy with Jason Jordan because Matt Hardy or Jeff Hardy is hurt. Like, he's going to be gone till maybe after WrestleMania. So you can't just have Matt Hardy linger around like this until then. Like, that's just going to kill his character or kill any buzz of people wanting him to be broken or awoken. So I think they need to do something really, really, really fast. Like, this needs to be done in the next month, and we need to get broken Matt Hardy 100%. It needs to start quick, or else Matt Hardy is just going to fade off, and then no one's going to remember this shit again, and it's just going to go stale. So I hope the cutting of the hair actually means something, and then we actually get the start of Awoken or whatever WWE needs to do to get around the lawsuit with TNA. But the club won a match, so that was insane. The club ended up winning this match, and I don't know if that's going to play into the fact of Matt Hardy being broken or whatnot, but the club win with the Magic Killer. So the club have been on a serious roll here. They've won like in the last month, man. I don't remember the last time the club actually lost a match here. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. I really think the club deserves a tag team title match after the whole Shield thing's over with. I think the club versus Rollins and Ambrose in a decent feud with no one else interfering or no one else involved in the feud would actually be good. I don't think we haven't seen that yet. We've actually have involvement from other teams into this. I think a good one-on-one feud between Ambrose and Rollins and the club needs to happen, and that's when you take the titles off Rollins and Ambrose and you start that deception between the two and you split them up, and then you have the club go on with a title run. Everyone wants to see the club get a title run. I don't understand why we haven't had the club in a title run situation yet. I'm seriously wondering what the fuck they're waiting for. Because the club are good, man. They're good on the mic. They're good in the ring. I don't understand why they haven't had a title run yet since coming to the WWE. I actually think they did win the title. I think I'm wrong here. I think I'm just having a complete brain fart. But I think they need to go on a longer, more dominant run on Monday Night Raw with the tag team title belts. I mean, I'd love to see that. I think everyone on social media would love to see that, and the WWE Universe would love to see that. I just don't understand how they haven't gone ahead of that with yet. Or gone ahead with that yet. Oh, it's been a long day. In the chat, Jason is the new Jeff, or is not the new Jeff. Matt needs to get himself woke. I hope so, and it'll be wonderful. We'll see what happens. Next, we had Finn Balor come out to the ring and cut a promo, and this actually freaked me out. I had goosebumps, guys. Literally, I had shivers going down my spine at this promo by Bray Wyatt. Decent promo by Finn Balor, but what we got out of Bray Wyatt, oh my God. So he's challenging Finn to bring the demon out and bring him to their next match. It's probably going to happen at TLC or most likely. But what we got from Bray Wyatt, holy shit. I'm sorry, pardon my language, but oh my God, that scared the absolute hell out of me. Bray Wyatt, the video transitions, and he just looks like this like grudge zombie looking thing, man. I'm like going, what the hell, man? I was so goddamn scared at this part. I don't know why. I felt this big shiver go up my spine, and I was awesome. I've been waiting for them to do something like this for a while. To me, this is kind of the feud, though. It should be at WrestleMania. They should never had a match yet. They kind of should have just saved this or done it at this year's WrestleMania. Finn Balor versus Demon Balor versus Bray Wyatt. That's just WrestleMania quality written all over it. But the fact that now we're probably get Demon Balor against sister. I guess he calls her Sister Abigail. He's like, Abigail's not dead, and basically that different Bray Wyatt was Abigail, I guess. And a lot of people are speculating that their Abigail is going to be an actual figure, and the one girl from the Mae Young Classic tweeted out a picture. It said, and then in the picture it said something about what Bray Wyatt said about lies. And there's all this speculation. People are even saying that Paige is going to be the new Sister Abigail, which is wrong. She's going to be on SmackDown. It's already confirmed that she's going to be on SmackDown. So you know what? I think I'm going to believe the source, and I think it came from Ryan Satin, and he said that, or Dave Meltzer. It was one of them. They said that it's not going to be a figure. It's like Finn Balor and a Demon Balor, Bray Wyatt and Abigail. Like he's gonna, channel Abigail, and he'll have like a painted body as well, and then he'll be like the Abigail Bray Wyatt, which is awesome. I would love to see that. That's something I think that's been missing from this viewer, but they probably should have done right off the bat. So yeah, finally a story I can get into with Bray Wyatt. Finally, we've been waiting for something to get into with Bray Wyatt, and it's taken this long to get into it. So I'm glad we're getting into that with Wyatt and Balor, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do at TLC with the whole Abigail and Demon thing. So we got to the middle of the show, and I knew as soon as I seen what was coming up next, I'm like, okay, I already know what the main event's going to be. I guarantee it's going to be the goddamn cruiserweights, and this is where Monday Night Raw is sitting there going, fuck, we need people that tune in the middle of the show so they don't switch over to Monday Night Football, so let's put Miz and Reigns right in the middle of the show. Wrong. If you had good product, you don't need to make excuses and put the main event in the middle of the show. You have a good product, you can put that main event at the end of the show. Because then people would stay tuned and would not want to switch to Monday Night Football because they'd be like, crap, I don't know what else is going to happen on Monday Night Raw. I want to stay and watch it. I don't want to switch over to Monday Night Raw. So we're getting the Miz and Roman Reigns Intercontinental Championship match in the middle of the goddamn show. And then we're getting... it was for the Intercontinental Championship. And me going into it, I'm going... okay, what the hell? Like, is Roman Reigns actually going to win this match? Because there was some points in the match where I'm going, okay, Miz might actually retain here, and I'm going, this is just... I thought this was like the prime opportunity to switch the title here. So Roman is getting ready for a spear, and he gets taken out from behind, and Cesaro and Sheamus come out, and I'm going... I was expecting the Miztourage, but then we get Cesaro and Sheamus, and I go, okay, so this kind of plays into what happened at the beginning of the show, and they start attacking Roman Reigns. Everyone's calling for the Shield. They're waiting for Rollins and Ambrose to come out, and I actually thought they would actually come out at this point, too, and they roll him back in the ring. They do a couple finishing moves on him, and the Miz even does his finishing move. They kind of look like they're teaming up together, and the crowd was kind of getting a little bit behind it, and then... they give him, they set it up, and they give the Shield powerbomb to Roman Reigns. And at this point, I'm going, okay, where's Rollins and Ambrose? Are they actually going to come out here? And they don't. They give the Shield powerbomb, and then we get the Shield pose by Miz, Cesaro, and Ambrose right over Roman Reigns' body, while Cesaro and Ambrose kind of had, Cesaro and Sheamus had their thumb out like the bar pose. So that was pretty interesting. I thought, like, for sure the Shield was going to come out there, and I actually was shocked that the Intercontinental Championship didn't change hands. Even though Roman won the match, and it was won by DQ, I actually thought that Roman was going to win the title here, so I guess not. Maybe he wins it after TLC. I don't know what's going on with that, or there's a rematch or something. I don't know what goes on with that, but we'll see how it plays out, and then we got what came of this at the end of the night, and we'll get into that later on, but first we'll talk about Bayley and Sasha Banks teaming up to face Emma and Alicia Fox. Who fucking cares, man? Who honestly gives a shit? They're not... It doesn't even look like they're forwarding anything with Bayley and Sasha. I thought for sure we were going to get a start of a deception between Bayley and Sasha here, and we got fucking nothing. What was the point of even... Like, Alicia Fox... We had an Alicia Fox sighting. Who cares? I don't care. Good for Emma for maybe walking away and getting some heat. I don't know why you need to gain heat from leaving Alicia Fox. She's a heel anyway. I don't know. To me, it was weird. And then Bayley to Belly for the win. Nah, I really didn't pay attention to this match. I was more scrolling through Twitter. But I thought we were going to get Bayley and some more, or at least a start of a deception between Bayley and Sasha Banks. I thought that was the direction we were going into, and we're getting a heel turn from Sasha. But I guess we're not doing that because there's the whole thing with the four horsewomen. I think maybe they're saving the deception for after, and they're just going to keep doing these random tag team matches for the next couple. It's just lazy booking for the rest of the Raw Women's division. I think that's why now with the rumors coming out of the women's tag team title belts, there's going to be something else to compete for the women's division and for them to talk about something, man. I don't know what else is going to go down with this because right now it looks like we're just going to get Sasha and Bayley just doing random shit. We're probably going to get Sasha one-on-one with Emma next week and Alicia Fox one-on-one with Bayley. I guarantee that's what's going to happen next week. Just lazy booking. Michael Chow TV says it. So if the Shield takes on the Miz, Cesaro, and Sheamus, that makes both the tag team titles and the IC title won't be defended at TLC. Perfect. Great job, WWE. Stupid idiots. Yeah. Well, the Shield have the tag team title, so for sure that's already a check mark off that the tag team titles are not going to be defended. So the IC title I really want to be defended, but I don't even think the Miz is going to be in that match, to be honest. I honestly think it's going to be Braun Strowman, Cesaro, and Sheamus. I can't see the Miz being in that match for some reason. I don't see him being credible enough, even though the Miz has been the center point of taking down Roman the last couple of weeks. I just don't see the Miz being in it. It's not a dominant enough team to take a Shield return credible. So that's my opinion. You guys have yours out there. We'll see what happens. But after the Bayley, Sasha, and Emma thing, we had a pointless cruiserweight segment to end the show. I had to watch the highlights because I don't give a flying fuck about this. I went to bed and said, screw it, I'll watch it tomorrow because I don't care. You end the Raw with the cruiserweight with the 205 Live segment because you're not trying to give them main event time. You just don't care about the end of the show because you know everyone's transitioned over to Monday Night Football and they're not watching the end of Raw. So don't give me this excuse saying that, oh, we're going to actually make 205 Live relevant again by putting them in the main event of Raw. No, don't fucking give me that shit. That's bullshit. So you have Enzo in the ring, and you had all the cruiserweights come out, Enzo doing his spiel again and saying that no one can touch me because it's their claws. If any of you guys touch me, then you won't be... No, he mentioned it because everyone touched him, and no one gets a title shot now. And then Kurt Angle came out, and then he comes out and says that I know a cruiserweight that I just signed that hasn't touched you yet. And I'm expecting someone big here, okay? I'm expecting Rey Mysterio return because there's a big rumors around that a couple of months ago of him returning to WWE to be in the 205 Live division to help boost it up. And there was rumors even of Austin Aries finally returning because there was rumors of him being at the Performance Center. No, we get fucking Kalisto. And yeah, it's good that Kalisto is in the... Don't get me wrong, Kalisto going into 205 Live is a really, really good idea. I don't fucking understand why they took them this goddamn long to put him in the freaking 205. He should have been in 205 Live from the fucking start. Why it took them that long, I don't care. You weren't doing anything with him before anyways. You did the stupid Titus thing, and no, just don't give me this shit. How he's the big signing for 205 Live. You have to sign him to 205 Live? What the fuck? What is next? Sin Cara's next? You're going to bring in his tag team partner? I'll make 205 Live credible. I mean, it is. Too. If you want to beat someone, you got to beat Sin Cara to be credible. I'm just going like, yeah, and someone, Cupid Girl in the chat point, I thought it was Aleister Black. I really don't want Aleister Black to go 205 Live. I think he's way bigger to be on the main... I think he's better to be on the main roster than 205 Live. He's got more... You know what I mean? He's got more of that star factor. I don't think 205 Live is going to be a good idea for Aleister Black, but it would definitely be a boost. But I was expecting someone better than Kalisto. After I was watching the highlights, as soon as Kalisto came out, I just turned it off. So I don't know what happened when Kalisto came out. I'm guessing they attacked Enzo, and Enzo took a fucking thrashing. But other than that, I don't care. I don't. It's too late. It's too little too late with Kalisto and 205 Live. So it is what it is. Good for 205 Live to get Kalisto. Sure, it looks like they're probably going to go in that direction, and those two are going to face each other at TLC for the Cruiserweight Championship. So... cool. It is what it is. That's Monday Night Raw. Meh. It was all right. I think could have been better again, like most weeks. But we'll just move straight on to Smackdown Live. Okay. A couple of things with Smackdown Live. Again, we're in Denver again. The crowd absolutely terrible for Bobby Roode's entrance. Absolutely terrible for Shinsuke's entrance. When you go to cities like this, you expect better reaction. I mean, these guys cheered Roman Reigns, and I didn't take them credible from the first time I heard them cheer Roman Reigns. So it's definitely it was a cricket crowd for Tuesday Night SmackDown. The best parts of SmackDown were the Usos and New Day's promo. Ty Dillinger picking up a win over Baron Corbin, but we still don't get any word about him being in the main event, in the U.S. title match. And then the ending of the show was okay. It wasn't the greatest, but it was all right. But we opened SmackDown cringely. I'm like, oh my god, so we're gonna fucking open with Nakamura. So that means Jinder Mahal is definitely gonna come out. Sure enough, he comes out and cuts like the worst promo, or he didn't cut the promo. It was the Singh brothers, and they tried to introduce. First of all, when they were interviewing Shinsuke Nakamura, there's a bunch of marks in the crowd yelling "what" every time he tried to speak English. Like, give the guy a fucking break, man. He's learning. He's trying. But again, Nakamura shouldn't be talking. Period. Nakamura is supposed to be built as this, like, super, like, he should have been built as an attraction, like a guy that doesn't show up all the time, doesn't do interviews, does nothing. He shows up in a match, kicks ass, and then leaves, just like he did in NXT. You didn't see that. You didn't see a lot of that shit in NXT. You saw it once in a while, but again, SmackDown, they're pushing it way too much on him, and they're ruining Shinsuke Nakamura, especially now calling him the artist known as Shinsuke. He's fucking king of strong style. Don't give me this artist bullshit. All right? Anyways, he comes out, he gets interviewed, and then we had the Singh brothers come out to introduce Jinder Mahal. and then he doesn't come out of the entranceway, and then Jinder Mahal comes from behind Nakamura and attacks him, and then Nakamura gets another upper hand on Jinder Mahal, and then that's basically it. Like, we got fucking just, and they come in and they came out and beat down Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, sure, why not? Beating him down before, I don't care. I do not give a flying fuck about the WWE Championship because it's around someone that is the worst WWE Champion. He can't do anything. He brings absolutely nothing to the title. He has no charisma. He's got absolutely jack shit. I can't stand Jinder Mahal. There's no reasons you can give me right now to tell me that Jinder Mahal is a good WWE champion and should be WWE champion. It's the worst. I really fucking hope they take the title off him this Sunday. I'm picking Nakamura all the way this Sunday, and I can't believe that he's gone this long. There's the rumors of him holding it till WrestleMania. You keep the fucking title around around Jinder Mahal until WrestleMania, it'll lose all its fucking prestige because you're not going to put him in any good feud from now until Mania that's going to make him credible as a WWE champion. He is god awful. I don't know how you don't fucking see that through your head. That Jinder Mahal is the worst WWE champion. You cannot just give him the WWE title because he's got a genetic, freak-looking body that he probably pumps so much steroids into him, but you don't give a shit. You don't care. As long as he looks good, you'll put the title on fucking anybody. Unbelievable. Yeah, exactly what Michael Chow said. Jinder gets 2 promos on SmackDown Live. Fashion Files get cut. Great. Yeah, fantastic. So Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch teamed up to face Natalya and Carmella. Snooze fest, don't care. Bobby Roode squashed Mike Kanellis because apparently Mike Kanellis, with the announcement of his baby, means he should be put down the jobber status. Way to fucking go, dude. Does WWE not think things through? This guy just got the best news in the world. I know that WWE's probably pissed that these guys all of a sudden now have a baby and that's really screwed everything. Like you had fucking plans for these two anyways. Give me a fucking break. So the reason so you're telling me that because these guys are having a baby, you should put Mike Kanellis at jobber status? Might as well not even fucking put him on TV, man. I can't believe that. I know it's Bobby Roode, but come on. Mike Kanellis just literally looked like a lower-end jobber compared to Bobby Roode. You could have just had a local jobber, and it would have been just as great as Bobby Roode. So my mic's kind of falling here. Give me a second, guys. Holy moly, that was it's intense. My mic almost fell. If you seen that on the video, holy moly. I almost had that collapse right on me. That would have been something. But yeah, anyways, Bobby Roode squashing Mike Kanellis, whatever. It is what it is. And then Ziggler came out, and he cut a promo on Bobby Roode and set up their feud going into Hell in the Cell. They're having their one-on-one match at Hell in the Cell as well. And then Bobby Roode, babyface promo, man, it's not working for me. I really wish this guy would be a heel already. I just don't hope they just don't take the freaking theme song away from him. But yeah, your girl Paige better show up during the. I really hope so. Michael Chalice says, "Where are Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Epico, and Colognes? There are several more heels Rude can beat." Yep. Rude should face the Spirit Squad. Yeah, Michael Chalice, don't even go there. You know how I feel about the Spirit Squad. But yeah, there was just a kind of like a showcase match for Bobby Roode for his match against Dolph Ziggler. I hate what they're doing with Mike Kanellis. If you're gonna punish, don't punish the guy for having a kid. Give me a break. Guy shouldn't be a jobber. It's pathetic. Anyways, best part of SmackDown was the Usos and the New Day and their promo. They labeled it as the Usos read the New Day their rights, and I'm going, what the fuck? Do you really need to do that? Why don't you just call it the final showdown before their Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell this Sunday? Why do you fucking call it the read the rights? They did nothing of that. They said nothing of that in the whole promo. Give me a fucking break. They had one of probably the greatest promo I've ever seen. Like, it was very, very intense from both teams. Not a lot of jabbing, just a lot of hyping this match and hyping their teams up. And I'm really, really looking forward. And there was no physicality. The promos were good enough that they didn't need to have physicality in this segment. So I'm looking forward to this match on Sunday at Hell in a Cell, inside Hell in a Cell for the Tag Team Championships. I wouldn't be surprised if the Usos come out on top with the titles. But I really, really like this. One of the best feuds going right now. I think that you need to, if you had tag teams do the same thing in SmackDown, be as intense as these guys on SmackDown, you have yourself a division, but I really hope they do something, and it looks like this is going to be the end of it for the Usos and the New Day after this, so we'll see what happens in the tag team division on SmackDown after this Sunday. Randy Orton faced Aiden English. Don't fucking care. I really don't care. I'm not talking about that because that was like the most sickening thing I've ever seen. And Rusev is going to face Randy Orton at Hell in a Cell, which I don't give a shit either. But Ty Dillinger faced Baron Corbin as like a revenge thing from last week. A really, really good match. Ty Dillinger ends up winning. And I'm going, okay, if Ty Dillinger wins this match tonight, he's got to be added to the U.S. title. I don't fucking understand. So far that he's not in the U.S. title match. Why he's not in the U.S. title match, I don't fucking know. Like, why keep him? Why keep him in this feud for the last couple of weeks if you weren't going to fucking add him in the match? If he has no plans even after Hell in a Cell with the U.S. title, then why the fuck was Ty Dillinger here? You cannot use him this many weeks and put him in those situations there to be if you're not going to put him in the fucking match. That is a misuse of talent way beyond what you guys do to usual talent or misuse usual talent anyways. I don't fucking understand why you don't put Dillinger in this match. The guy is money. He is money. You don't understand. If this guy gets more over and has a championship run with a mid-card title and you put merchandise, you make merchandise for this guy, you will make money. The Perfect 10 gimmick works. It works as a face and it works as a heel. I've seen it work as a heel when he first started out. Greatest shit I've ever seen. His in-ring promos were amazing, and not the ones that weren't even on TV, guys. You had to go back into like the live events when he was doing these. These were incredible. The guy is a workhorse. Why they don't fucking use him is beyond me. So Ty Dillinger picks up the win in a roll-up against Baron Corbin, but doesn't get added to the match. Shocker. Anyways, Owens and Shane McMahon basically have a brawl to end the show. It ends up starting into like the WWE shop concession area, and Kevin Owens makes his way down, and he starts cutting a promo on Shane. And what fucking happens here? I mean, I tweeted it out, and I got a lot of reaction for it. I'm going, what the fuck did I just see? I had to rewind my TV and go, are you fucking kidding me? As Shane's walking down, the camera caught it the best. Some girl who's holding the beer and is probably loaded or high out of her mind because they're in Denver. They're in Denver of all places. She just starts twerking. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You seriously need to go home. And like I said in the tweet, you need to go home and rethink your fucking life, because for you to laugh and hold a beer and twerk in that moment in time, you shouldn't fucking be at the show. Get yourself out of the seat, get your refund, and get the fuck out. Don't fucking do this shit on TV. Don't fucking be a goon. You can be a goon however you want off camera. Don't fucking be a goon like that when you're on camera. Yell, the superstar, scream, hold your sign, do whatever. But you fucking twerked. Are you fucking kidding me? She was wearing a WWE shirt. Get the fuck out of this arena. Go home, rethink your life. That's enough segment. Yeah, or was security during that? Fucking Christ, man. They're probably high out of their minds, too. Anyway, that was funny. Whatever. It is what it is. Shane gets back into the ring. Just the brawl. Like, the brawl was intense even in the WWE shop area where Kevin Owens fucking powerbombed Shane McMahon through like a table full of merch. Like, it was nuts. And then Shane's like walking back. Kevin Owens meets up with him in the crowd. They start beating each other up. Like, Shane even like does this this mini jump off the barricade. And then they end up rolling into the ring, and then Kevin Owens just pop-up powerbomb to Shane McMahon to end the segment, and looking strong going into their Hell in a Cell match at SmackDown. Oh, it was also mentioned that their Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match, which is very, very interesting because now everyone's saying, like, oh, maybe this match is actually going to go on top of the cell or going to be outside the cell, because now a fall can happen anywhere but the ring, which would happen in a regular Hell in a Cell match. So that's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to their match. This has been the most intense feud that I've seen of the year, so I'm really looking forward to it. It gave me that McMahon-Austin kind of feel, to be honest. So I love it. At first, I didn't like it because Shane taking away time from another superstar that can be in there. We had that little thing with Sami Zayn. I still kind of in the back of my head believe that Sami Zayn is going to make an appearance in this match or do something. There might even be a heel change. I wouldn't put it past that they're going to do a heel turn for Sami Zayn here and cost Shane McMahon the match. That'd be insane. But But we'll see what happens. But I think this is going to eventually lead to a Team Owens versus Team Shane for Survivor Series. I can kind of see that, like an inner SmackDown thing. I know it should be SmackDown versus Raw, but I can kind of also see a Team Owens versus Team Shane. Or maybe Owens goes to Raw in a trade, and there's a Team Owens versus Team Shane. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. In the chat, Michael Chow or Cuba Girl Sammy seemed like he was about to turn heel backstage. Yeah, see, you know what I mean? People see it. Michael Chow puts Owens powerbomb Shane through the merch table. Shane gets up. Owens gives Shane a pop-up powerbomb. Shane gets up and points at Owens. Is Shane drinking that Cena Roman juice? Yeah, the no-cell juice. That's what he's got. He got a big crate of it from Roman Reigns and John Cena. But I'm looking really forward to it. I'm actually going to say that the Usos and New Day are going to have a match tonight, but I think the second match tonight is probably going to be Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens inside Hell in a Cell. I can see that match being brutal. A lot of people are calling for blood, but it's one of those things where probably not. I mean, there was the blood with Vince, but that's Vince, man. Vince does whatever the fuck he wants. Who knows? I don't know if there's going to be a jump off the cell. I highly doubt it. Maybe there's a spot. Maybe he doesn't go off the cell. Maybe he goes through the inside of this, like the top of the cell, like in the middle. Maybe there's a spot like that, and there's a spot in the ring that's kind of like weak, and there's a mat underneath. You know what I'm talking about? Again, I'm overthinking things a lot, but something. I think there's probably something crazy planned, man. I don't know if Shane can have a Hell in a Cell match without a big spot in it. So we'll see what happens, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'll see what happens. Michael Shell, false count anywhere. That means Owens and Shane can fight on Shane's helicopter. You did not just say that, Michael Chow. Oh, my God. That's great. Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny. I'll give you props for that. But, yeah, that was SmackDown, and I didn't watch 205 Live because I don't really need to because it sucks. But, yeah, SmackDown and Raw, I mean, it's really, really, really close this week, man. They both kind of were meh. It's supposed to be a go-home show for SmackDown, but basically I should have just gone home and not watched it. But I'm giving the edge to Raw by like this much. If you're on camera, you can see this much. If you're not, like millimeters, that much. I am not giving any more edge than that to Monday Night Raw, and they win this week for me. Yeah, and that's it. So we'll get into that part of the show, guys. And if you're new to the show, this is it. And this is the list of 10.
10. You know what? You know what happens? You know what's going to happen? You just made the list.
That's right. Welcome to the list of 10. And that is the part of the show where I give my superstar that makes the list or give my superstar that is a perfect 10. And we usually would start off with Corporate Cavi, but because he is not here this week, we're starting off, obviously, with me. And if you guys in the chat, Michael Chow and Cuba Girl, you want to give your 10 Superstar of the Week and your list Superstar of the Week, I'll read it right here on the air just for you guys, and just for you guys chatting with me through this whole show. I'll give you guys that. So my first 10 Superstar of the Week, it's tough. I can't just give it to one superstar in this kind of deal because it happened to a bunch of them, and that goes to the Usos and the New Day and having one of the most hype segments that I've seen in a long time. A lot of hype surrounding that segment. It gets me more pumped for their Hell in a Cell match this Sunday. It's been the greatest tag team feud that's happened in the last year, and probably even longer than that. So I give props to both these guys. I cannot wait for this match. I think it's probably going to be Xavier and Big E. I think it's going to be Big E and Kofi. I think Xavier is still healing from that injury, but both these guys are going to put it all on the line, and they just cut one of the best tag team promos that I've seen in a while on SmackDown this week. So for that, the New Day and the Usos, you guys get a perfect
10.
That's right. Still have anything in chat from Chow or Cuba Girl for their Superstars of the Week. I'll give my list moment while we wait. And my list superstar of the week. Sorry, not list moment. List superstar of the week. This is a toughie. And you know what? That's going to go to... this is tough because a lot of bad stuff has happened. You know what? It goes to the pointless Randy Orton and Rusev feud because no one gives a flying fuck about this. Randy Orton doesn't even care. He's come out on, I think it was Edge and Christian's podcast and said that he hates creative right now and he hates being a babyface and they keep pushing him and he hates the fact they push him as a babyface. So I'm giving a list moment or basically to the feud of Randy Orton and Rusev, because no one gives a flying fuck about this. No one cares. They just want to get it pushed past. It should be in the pre-show by all means. I don't need to see this on the main card. So for that, for Rusev and Randy Orton being in a pointless feud.
You know what? You just made the list.
That's right. They make the list. So we got one in the chat here. Cupid Girl. She puts her 10 superstar of the week is going to be Mickie James. Now they're using her right as a suitable opponent for Alexa. That's right. I'll give that to Mickie James as well. So Mickie James from Cupid Girl, you get a perfect 10. That's right. The list superstar from Michael Chow. He puts Raw's 2 week straight cruiserweight ending. It's bad, man. It's bad that they ended Raw and their excuses to boost 205 Live. Give me a fucking break. That's not why. So, for the cruiserweights ending Raw from Michael Chow the last 2 weeks.
You know what? You just made the list.
That's right. So, Michael Chow's 10 superstar of the week is Shane and Owens in their Smackdown Live ending segment. Yeah, you know, that's definitely a perfect 10 moment, man. Again, it's been the most intense feud that we've seen in a long time, and you get that you get that Austin McMahon feel out of these guys. The promos that they've had, the beatdowns that they had, it gets you more invested into their Hell in a Cell matches. They're doing a good job boosting that into Hell in a Cell. So, from Michael Chow to Owens and Shane McMahon and their awesome feud, 10. They get a perfect 10. That's right. And Cupid Girl's list superstar is Bobby Roode. Oh, interesting. He's good on the mic, but he's not a face guy. That is right. So, unfortunately, Bobby Roode, for you being a babyface right now and being a terrible babyface.
You know what? You just made the list.
That's right. Unfortunately, Bobby Roode, you have to make the list, and it is not a glorious list indeed. Michael Chow's got a list superstar runner-up. SmackDown Live, Twerk Girl. Yeah, you know what? You know what happens, Twerk Girl? You know what happens when you pointlessly drink your beer, get high, and start twerking in the middle of a segment that's supposed to be intense, huh? You know what happens when you do stupid shit like that?
You know what? You just made the list.
That's right. You just made the list. SmackDown Live, Twerk Girl. Unfucking believable. I still can't believe that. We're just going to move on from that, ladies and gentlemen. That might be the picture, the thumbnail for YouTube on the SmackDown side. I might put the Twerk Girl. We'll see. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the tweets out there. And they actually come from the two people in the chat right now. And if you guys want to chat on Spreaker, all you got to do is make a Spreaker account, and you can chat right here live on the air and join in the conversation. So, we'll get in to the tweets, and I have them right here. And the first tweets come from Cuba Girl 125 at Cgirl125 on Twitter. So go give her a follow. She puts Raw is still bad, SmackDown is still meh, but it's the go home show, so why wouldn't it be? Yeah, you're right. My question is, why have Ty go through so much in this feud that he's still not in the U.S. title match? Why does Creative not see this? Yeah, I don't know why Creative actually sits here and puts this guy through so much. And he's gained so much momentum. He had a good match with AJ Styles. He pins Baron Corbin, who's apparently the number one contender for the U.S. title. Yet they don't fucking put him in the match. I don't understand why they don't think that a triple threat match is the right idea here, because it is. Right now, the match is... You've seen, if you guys not seen on Twitter, people are rating this match as boring, and the match hasn't even fucking happened yet. You need to add Ty Dillinger in. You make people happy. WWE, stop doing lazy fucking bookings. Book the right thing. Do the right thing. Also, I heard Bray becoming Sister Abigail TLC. What do you guys think about the idea, and how would you do it better? It's tough. You know, I'm on the fence about that. I think that they could do a woman as Sister Abigail. I think that would be interesting. It's something that we need. It kind of feels like Bray Wyatt should be, or should have like a manager type role, and that could be Sister Abigail, or should be someone added to his whole gimmick thing. And a girl being Sister Abigail would actually do a lot. I also love the idea of him being painted and him being channeling Sister Abigail. To me, it makes sense for what is happening with Finn Balor. And if he was someone else, I don't think it would make sense. But because it's Finn Balor and he does the same thing, I think it's a good way for these two to clash and go head to head. Because now Bray Wyatt's on the same level as the Demon Balor, who he can't beat. So I think it's a good idea to have him channel Sister Abigail rather than have a manager. But I think eventually, if you want to have someone else join him as Sister Abigail, you go with that girl from the Cruiserweight Classic. I think Sage Bennett or Sage Beckett. I think her persona, her gimmick is right for that role. So I think that's a good idea, and I hope they go through that after the Finn Balor feud. And that's it for our tweets. So thank you, Cuba Girl, for your tweets as always and your support of the podcast. Now we'll go to Michael Chow, and Michael Chow is our 2016 Fan of the Year, so he gets his own entrance theme. That's right. Michael Chow gets his own entrance theme. And if you guys want your own entrance theme read or played before I have all of your tweets, all you need to do is win the 2017 No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast Fan of the Year, which will be announced at our Slammies at the end of the year. And all you have to do to be considered a nominee is just interact with us. Interact with us on the chats, the live chats. Interact with us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel. Everyone is eligible, and we take everyone into consideration at the end of the year, and that's when we decide our winner of the 2017 Fan of the Year. And you get to pick your own theme song for your tweets every single time we read them. And we got into Michael Chow's tweets. He puts, I skipped Raw this week, and I feel, and he has a list, younger, healthier, and happier. Try it out, guys. Yeah, we did try out the one day. Remember when we boycotted Raw and did the Mayon Classic instead? I did feel good after, not going to lie. I mean, I caught a little tiny glimpse of that cringe main event, but it did feel good. I agree with you there, Michael Chow. But from what I read, Enzo has backstage heat, but now is champ and main events 2 Raws in a row. I'm confused, so confused. And he's got a gif of Vince McMahon dancing. That gif is freaking hilarious. Oh, man. And he also puts, this is how sloppy creative is. Who is the Shield going to face? Braun? Miz Taraj? Miz Cesaro and Sheamus? This is insane. Cue our favorite gif, and that's the SpongeBob throwing everything into the trash in the broiler and flushing it down the toilet. Oh, that's creative in a nutshell right there, that gif. Creative in a nutshell. He put Smackdown Live, ... And it's a gif of the fucking Smackdown Live twerk. Oh, man, look at this freaking gif, man. It's just, what is her deal? And she's, like, Snapchatting herself at the same time. She's got a beer in the other hand. Like, fucking got her keys, like, dangling. Like, fuck. Oh, unbelievable. So bad. Get out of my face. Question from Michael Chow. Who do you think Enzo and the Cruiserweights are main eventing, or who do you... Well, why do you think Enzo and the Cruiserweights are main eventing Raw? Is it to promote 205 Live or the Monday Night Football? I honestly think it's Monday Night Football. There's no way that they're trying to... They're going to tell us that it's promoting 205 Live, but guarantee in the back of their heads and what they're saying backstage, it's to get people to not... or to... Sorry, they know that people are flipping to Monday Night Raw, or sorry, the Monday Night Football at the end of Raw in that third hour. They're all their low ratings. That's why they think they're putting the Cruiserweights into that third hour, and that's the main event hour. So they put the main event in the middle of the show where people are still watching. So I think they're just going to try to boost up that second hour, and then the third hour you just don't give a crap. Like, why even have a third hour anymore? Might as well just do 2 hours of Monday Night Raw, right? So I think it's the Monday Night Football thing, Michael Chow, that's for sure. Question, favorite Hell in a Cell match? Mine is the Armageddon Fatal 6-Way. # Attitude Era. Yes, that was a great Hell in a Cell match. You know what? Trying to think of like great Hell in a Cell matches. I love the original one with Undertaker and Mankind. That was a good one. The one with Shawn Michaels was really good. That's probably up there. My favorite. This Armageddon Hell in a Cell one was awesome. I think Michael Chow, my favorite Hell in a Cell match was WrestleMania 28 with Triple H and Undertaker with Shawn Michaels as special guest referee. That was amazing, and just because I thought that was going to be the end of the streak, when that moment in the match, like 25 minutes in, when they pulled the DX finisher, when Shawn Michaels super kicked Undertaker into Triple H's pedigree, I honestly thought that it just seemed like that was the right moment, and that was going to be the end of Undertaker's streak. And then when he kicked out, I was losing my shit, Michael Chow. You have no idea. I was running around the room going, oh my God, and not just witness that. Shawn Michaels' reaction after that was basically what I was doing in the room. Like, that was insane. So that's still, in my mind, my favorite Hell in a Cell match. It was just awesome. Like, the return of Undertaker, his first time getting his hair cut, and people going, what the hell is this? It's a different Undertaker, and then just they put on a really good Hell in a Cell match, and then the bruises and the scars on their bodies from that match, it was just really, really intense. And then it just, the amazing curtain call afterwards when they're on the stage and they're all three holding each other in an end of an era. So I think that was awesome, and it's still, to this day, my favorite Hell in a Cell match. So that is my favorite Hell in a Cell match. And guys, thank you for your questions. And if you guys out there are listening, and don't be shy, tweet in your questions. I'll read them all on the show, and I'll give you guys a shout out as well. So thank you guys for your questions. But unfortunately, that's going to wrap it up today. I got nothing else to talk about. Again, guys, more content coming to the channel this week, so stay tuned for that. And another trailer for the Main Event Classic for 2K18. Lots of good stuff coming to the channel for No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. So that's going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the Lowdown Show right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, your Canadian WWE podcast that talks about the WWE and no holds barred in anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast on Twitter, No Holds Barred WP. You can also follow myself at Real Kyle Masters on Twitter, and my co-host, who's not here today, at Corporate Cappy. Make sure you go give him a follow as well, guys. If you are on Instagram and you're into that stuff, you can follow the podcast. We are available on there at No Holds Barred WP, all one word. So go give us a follow on there. If you want to watch the podcast right here on YouTube and see my beautiful face, youtube.com/NHBWR. Give us a subscribe and hit that bell icon for all upload updates. Make sure if you're listening to us on the go, follow us on Spreaker, iTunes, and Stitcher, and give us a 5-star rating. Everything helps, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are amazing out there, and thank you a lot for the support, and you guys continue this podcast with your support. So please, go out there and share. Tell your friends. Tell everybody about this podcast and get the word out there. Let's get as many fans as we can and get more competition for that No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast Fan of the Year and our Slammies at the end of the year. So, guys, I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I, today alone, am always reminding you to keep it on the lowdown.
Is that what you got? So what you gonna do about it? Gonna kick your sorry ass, but what you gonna do?